So the third game and the decider of the match from the... Oh, right now I forgot how the tournament was named. Titan's Revenge. Yeah, Titan's Revenge from the Christmas of 2004. So 13 years old game in here between Ourk and Lion is going to be played on Highland. That's a map you don't see at all in a 1v1 lately. And even in team games not much, just in RTS League basically. Once somebody chooses it as a home map. And, well, it's going to be switch in the gods in here. Ourk is going to be Zeus, but Lion is going to be switching into Isis. Well, definitely curious how this matchup is gonna go, because we know this matchup from the latest years between Themyscira and Magic quite a lot, so let's see how different this is going to be this time. Alright, looking at Lion as the first player, he's having gold right inside his base. That's a dream for an Egyptian, so that's a map spawn for him. Pretty great one. So this time it's actually... Yeah, it's actually going to be the first map that Lion is not going to be screwed over by unlucky scouting and spawning out of line of sight, even though it was the same for both players, but he just was unlucky in both games and didn't see it. Didn't see the hunt, but this time he's getting gold right inside his base as an ISIS. Yeah, well, I feel sorry for Ourk already. That's going to be very hard for him. I can expect him. In the meantime, he's of course going into the middle, coming for the dog with the Pharaoh Psusenes. Going to be interesting what he does, or rather where he places his dog. So it's going to be in the middle. Oh, this is a short pond. This is a short pond, but actually with double. So it wouldn't be that huge mistake. Oh, careful. Careful about the boars. Rather bears, not boars. And he's moving to the right into a bit bigger water. So that was exactly very nicely done. He scouted with both the priest to see what's happening in the middle. This is exactly what you need to do and what is playing to the map. Today, if somebody actually played this map and placed the rock in the middle, you could be basically assured that he wouldn't be scouting in this way, trying to eliminate the mistake of placing your dock into the middle, and then you would be seeing all the complaints. Yeah, that was an unfair map, that was a screw map, I hate this map. But they did not, they would have done nothing to actually prevent this mistake, like exactly like a Bond Lion right now did. So yeah, as you can see, there was no reason to really be unhappy about it, because he knew it's gonna come and he played accordingly. In the meantime, he's going to be facing Ourk, as Ourk is already in there. Of course, he slowed him down a bit, but yeah, let's face it, who wouldn't like it for Egyptian to be having a bit more problems on the water than usual? That's definitely welcome, especially on waters like these, which are always very hard to put Egyptians out of. There's going to be a few more boaties in there, but yeah, nothing really all that bad for him. And so far, not really going for second dog. That's also a bit of a difference in there, as probably in late-ish meta, you'll be looking at him potentially trying to build at least a second dog, either on the left side or maybe just trying to control the right side altogether. So nicely played. Let's switch right now into his opponent Ourk. He's also scouting very nicely. He's already dropping second dog on the left, as we said. So yeah, he is coming for exactly that kind of gameplay. Nice to see in here, as he probably... It's almost looking like that he actually doesn't want to push for the right water all that much, because he realized, or rather, right now he's going to be at least building a few of those in there. Hoping for that, just now cancelling it and going fully onto the left, as yep, Vagabond Lion is going for the second as well. So yep, it's the same as it is today. Second dock as fast as possible on the second flank of the water, or second side of the water. My thought with Ourk was actually that it almost looked like that he doesn't want to fight for the water on the right, because of course since the Egyptian is in there, it's going to be like fighting on Anatolia. It's very hard and kinda most of the time useless. Not yet, he's right now publishing, or rather trying to push out a few more boats on the left and hoping that he's going to be a bit faster than his opponent Lion. Otherwise, inside his base, also save gold. Not really inside his base, but virtually in it. Not really that much of a problem. Let's check, for example, the relics. Better Hippaspis for him. Well, Hippaspis, you don't really use them against Egyptian all that much. Gold trickle. So Lion is getting not only gold inside his base, this is also damn close, these two gold mines, but he's getting even more gold on top of that. So that's a brutal spawn for him. A really pretty brutal spawn, as there is an attempt by Lion to steal a few of those few of those cows as, well, Ourk is already dropping an aggressive dog. No, not dog. Why am I always saying dog? Aggressive temple in the middle of the map, as he will attempt to raid his opponent, quite probably, and trying to somehow secure those 2 choke points and the town center as well, of course. In the meantime, of course, some obelisks for proper scouting for Lion. Another dog coming up to make food gathering in here as onerous as possible. Of course, second dog coming from the shippy in here, and it seems like that Ourk is actually not coming for second dog on either side. And since he doesn't have really all that many boats in there, I'm fairly certain he's just going to be giving it up. He's not going to be coming for it, and that means that we are probably gonna be seeing some fun strategy from him. Ourk was one of the best Zeuses back then, so definitely we should be looking at a very interesting game in here. In the meantime, as he's coming through Hermes at about 520 advance, not any kind of upgrades really. Well, right now Hendux, curious he's not coming for pickaxe as well. With this advance he definitely does have the resources. You can see 300, 300, 100. So he cannot even go for second TC just yet. Coming for probably double stable. Oh no! Military Academy. Wow, that's even more interesting. Oh, I'm so curious how this is going to develop. I think the idea is going to be to get rid of the dogs before his opponent gets into a heroic age. I think that could be some kind of idea, bust coming up that's going to be fairly standard fast heroic from Lion. So yep, let's see if this is going to be the truth in here, as he is dropping at least 1 trireme on both sides, I'm thinking. Oh, even more. So he's actually gonna be fighting for the water. And yep, right now the army coming up. Alright, so he is actually fighting for the water in combination with the land. So yep, exactly as we expected, it's going to be the combination of the hoplites with their building bonus and of course some triremes on top of that. You can see quite curiously that Lion is not even garrisoning any kind of boats in there. Not really interested in anything like that, he just wants to be having... Oh, right now he is. Looking like it looked like he was wanting to be having the perfect heroic age. So they didn't want any kind of problem with that. But yeah, the hoplites are definitely gonna be working out quite alright. And we're just going to be basically waiting for the heroic age from Lion. He's not having the food yet. Huh, interesting indeed. He's forcing Lion into a lot of micro with the boats in there apparently. Right now he's gonna be getting rid of the trireme in there. And since he is gonna get rid of the efficient dogs, as cabinets are also coming up as basically the only defense. Yeah, this thing is not gonna do it. Come on. Come on, Jason. Jason, you have work. So far not coming in there. But yeah, the cabinets are going to be one of the only units that are gonna be helping in so far, because I'm fairly certain he's not going to be continuing with any kind of classical fighting. But he actually might want to change his mind. He is... Oh well. Armory coming up still. But, just to be safe, he's coming up also with barracks. And it might be to preserve his faster heroic, which is right now not really going to be that fast. He actually might be supporting his cabinets with some slingers. That's an army that he could be producing. But yeah, his food income is basically 0 right now. He's just now trying to build as many dogs as possible. And he's fairly inefficient. Right now, just downright idle. Just downright idle in there. And that means not good news. Not good news for him at all. Because of course, the heroic age is just getting so far away. So I'm not exactly sure what the idea was here from Vagabond Lion. He's right now at least in the middle. Because that seems like a pretty reasonably safe food for him, coming for another armory. Is it like part of the wall? I'm not sure. I'm not entirely certain, but might be something like that. But in the meantime, of course, Ourk has to be careful, because he has unfortunately not only lost Jason, but he has lost the triremes. And even though he has killed one of the dogs in there, which was a bit of a problem for him, which basically frees for him those 2 fishy spots in there, well, he definitely has to still fight quite a lot, and the situation is not all that great, as Axemen are coming up, and the heroic age is getting nearer, as the food is also being gathered ever faster, thanks to the middle of the map in there. So far not anything else being built by Ourk, as he's just basically raiding absolutely everywhere, trying to raid both on the right and on the left with the hoplites, together with the triremes. trying to punish his opponent from being all across the map. But well, he has to be careful so that he isn't punished for the same. But apparently not, as the water battle is definitely not over for him. In the meantime, Ourk not advancing anywhere. Going to be quite comfortable with the classical age. But yeah, hey, Heroic is coming up. And the Migdol, I'm not sure where actually the Migdol is gonna come up from Lion. It will most probably be something defensive. I wouldn't be surprised by Migdol about here, because of this gold, and it's also fairly close to the home base still. So I think that would be a decent idea. But yeah, let's see, maybe he's gonna choose it next to the town center, because this town center is also having quite nice position as far as strategical and tactical properties go. So yep, that might be really working for him quite alright. So trying to house his opponent and also get rid of his dogs. Definitely gonna work out. Lion, well, he's not going to be housed all that much, as the army is still getting stronger for Ourk. Are they at least mediums yet? No, they aren't. Right now, poor Sane for, of course, Lion, because he still does have the side gathering in the middle, and those boats actually could be quite dangerous, especially since he's in the Heroic. He can right now produce some siege boats and get rid of this military. Well, yeah. Ourk should be definitely careful, even though he is at least getting rid of his opponent on the left, freeing some extra fishies in there for him, and he doesn't need to spare his population limit for that water anymore. But of course we are looking at Leviathan being bolted exactly as he could have been a much more important part of this game than potentially Son of Osiris in the later game could be. So yep, we are gonna be seeing a bit of engagement. Oh, what are you doing? What the hell? What the hell, Ourk? Come on! Is this actually some kind of thought behind it? He's moving... Oh yeah, he was just moving full on. Without any kind of worry about the extra losses. Full on next to the dogs. So that he can actually go with the helpless in there as well. And he will be producing extra 3 MS into the battle in there. Quite gutsy with just one dog. Would be expecting a bit more from him. But yeah, it should be pretty much enough. Looking at this cover, yeah, it will be enough. Those hoplites, even though there are going to be some losses, he's gonna get rid of the military in here. In the meantime, there's going to be ancestors on the economy. Unfortunately for him, with Odysseus, and is Jason coming up as well? Well, Jason, well, he's probably somewhere fighting already. I'm not really seeing him right now, but of course, with getting rid of the Scorpion Man, right now Odysseus should be getting rid with, in concert with the town center of all the ancestors. Yeah, it should be pretty much fine, but still, yeah, at least half a minute of downtime on economy is better than nothing. But yeah, right now it's going to be pretty much gone. Second of that on the water battle, so water is pretty much right now Orc, so that was very well played by him. And another dock is being built in the front so that he's slightly more efficient. But in the meantime, of course, the big doll has already been built a whole lot more defensively for Lion. And the unit of choice is going to be Chariot Archer together with some elephants. So 1 elephant and 5 chariot archers on top of that. So basically, it's almost looking like that it might be more elephants than chariot archers. But yeah, let's see about that. So far it seems like without Autocue, trying to finish with the town center, which he will finish as their reinforcements are just too far away and they would just be too easily killed by the army that is already present. So yep, heroic age for Lion coming up, and the strength of the ISIS is just going to be getting even greater. Oh, somebody needs to be careful, Ourk. But he's getting rid of the last cabinet just in time, so those two... Well, I'm not sure. With a bit of luck, Lion could be actually finishing. He could actually be finishing, really. And this is already what I was talking about a bit earlier happening in here, that those military buildings are not safe, because this middle pawn is well in power of Vagabond Lion. He's already coming for a bit of raiding, exactly on the gold where he needs to go. Bit of a misclick into the bear. That was unfortunate. He could have been already raiding those guys, but he needed to go somewhere else. And it's going to be a whole lot more reinforcements coming up. Because this is exactly the sweet spot for Lion that needs to be hit. And well, of course, ceasefire coming up, because the defense is fully needed, as he cannot lose any gold villages anymore. Well, this might allow either him or Red actually to steal a TC. Apparently doesn't seem to be coming for it. Not feeling it all that much. Ourk definitely aiming for heroic age right about now. With the 500 food. Just base upgrades in the economy, and he is at least having Pursuing already. Yep, he has stopped the dock just at the last moment, but of course it's going to be just in time and just enough. But 2 extra docks being prepared. So potentially some kind of idea, from Lion is coming up as well. He's definitely not giving up on the water. Because on a map like this, it's super important, not only because of the extra economy, but much more importantly because it's strategic importance and tactical ones for the control of the choke points. Because who controls the water more or less controls the choke points. And once you do that, you just won't allow the opponent to come into your base. It's as simple as that. Oh, very nice path blocking by Lion. Oh, this is very nicely done. It's gonna cost Oak at least that 1 extra villager and maybe even a few more on the wood line in here. Storehouse from Blue, that's not sure what. Coming for a market. That's another reason, because he wants to be having as efficient market as possible, and for that he needs to control the water. And docks have been finished because of the ceasefire, and of course we are gonna be seeing some siege boats, and on top of that Elise trying to get rid of the docks exactly as the Hopeless did a bit earlier. Oh well, Lion just coming exactly at the correct placements. That's so well played. Oh well. Tough luck, Orc, there's not gonna be any kind of good gold gathering for you. Well, he does have enough in the stockpile at least, going through Dionysus, which I think is a slightly curious choice. It's not like it wasn't usual back then, but even on a map like this, the strategical importance of the Underworld passage... Well... Yeah, that's that. That's just, I think, too important to actually pass up. So not sure about the reasoning, but as I said, it was meta to go Dionysus back then. So yep, he is just playing as it was normal, and as he was used to, and as he was best at. So of course, it's going to be working to his advantage in the end. In the meantime, a bit of fun right now as Odysseus with Centaur trying to kill the boats, obviously not working all that well, as the docks are quite a big pain, as the market is also going to be finished. With a Lion not really coming into Mythical Age yet. He was looking like that he had the resources, but apparently not anymore, as he has basically decided to go full on into the water, and also for a bit of raiding on the opponent's side of the map, and it's so far working out quite well. He's of course having quite significant problems with his food economy, as he's having just a few farms. This efficiency. That's kind of funny. Yeah, but nobody really cared about that all that much. It was all about the proper battles, and Michael in there, as the skillers are just now going to be getting rid of any kind of problem in here, and probably swinging the water yet again into the opponent's power. So skillers getting some kills so that they are a bit more powerful, a bit more heads. I think this is actually quite in favor of Ourk. If he can get rid of those pesky armies in there on the land, it might be really working towards his advantage quite well. But he is reducing the hit points quite significantly, but the heads are also coming up. And one skill coming here, it's going to be quite easy, exactly targeting the one that is almost dead. And coming for the next one that is almost dead. This was very nice micro right now by Orc, exactly in here. You could have seen it, these were the only 2 bows that were half damaged. And he went first for the one that was almost dead, and then for the one that was damaged as well. Really nice micro indeed. In the meantime, Chariot Archer is just running around with another skiller being in the middle. That actually might be forgotten. Yeah, he needs to be careful about that. That's potentially 5 population limit wasted. As he's getting rid of this, going to be getting rid of the docks as well pretty soon, but still just 1 military building still. Oh, scratch that. 2 are left, and they are next to the very important gold mine here again. Nicely positioned so that he can protect the gold mine at all costs. And Cyrus is coming up as the halfway Mythical Age is being researched for Orc, or rather for Lion. I was looking for Orc. He's moving in, closing in also with the resources. Right now he should be quite fine, but well, still going to be slightly later than the opponent. And he has to have somehow, yeah, he's having autocues on the villages. He could have already advanced into the Mythical Age, so that's exactly what you need to be careful about with the autocues. The villages are still coming up. Yet again, he's just delaying his Mythical Age, and quite significantly so, by already like at least a minute. That's bad. That's not good at all, because of course we know that Lion is just now getting through the Osiris, and since he is already getting in with this guy and getting for the town center, yeah, well, kinda guess what's gonna happen soon. Kinda wasted Hydra in there. As Ourk is going full on into a brain right now, so that's probably going to be into Hephaestus, right? Yes, Hephaestus, to get as many, or rather as much favor as possible. Not really anything crucial in there, as markets are starting to crop up. TC at the back, of course, finished. Same is true for Ourk, and otherwise, not really much, just the town center is going to be stolen. And quite curious if Ourk is going to be able to overcome that. So far, not any kind of upgrades for him. Curious if he's gonna go for Forge of Olympus. He's even still just one armory, so not really any kind of extras. As apparently he's getting rid of the boat, or maybe it was just killed by this brave soldier. Yeah, I don't think so. It was just deleted so that he has extra population limit for everything that he needs to do. And he needs to delete those as well, because that's a whole lot more population limit wasted. The one on the left has already been killed, so that's nice to see. But otherwise, yep, not good news coming for him yet again. Those dead horses out of the chariot arches. Military Academy coming up also. So apparently Myrmidons with Colossi. Already champion Axeman with copper shields. Right now for Lion, as we are basically waiting in the interim what's going to happen in here. And Migdol coming up basically into the middle of the map so that he controls a bit more the choke point. That's all that he needs to do, and maybe he would have thought he might have placed it next to the gold, or maybe just literally in the middle in here. Could have been maybe slightly better. But let's see, Fortress coming up as well. And, well, medium infantry is coming up. Medium Peltas also up, with first Colossus being here. Forge of Olympus coming up, and we're gonna see how well this is gonna work for him. 20 minutes in. As the battle is already on his doorstep, definitely not going to be working quite well for the Peltasts. Myrmidons up, but just 2 military barracks is just not enough. He's building another armories in there. Okay, so it's going to be spam of upgrades pretty soon, but definitely not sure if it's going to be fast enough, because the army, of course, from Lion is quite strong. He's having the extra town centers, and of course he's going to be having the upgrades as well. Copper weapons, the new upgrade in there. But yeah, if he can hold on long enough to get all the upgrades and a bit of a spam of the Colossi, it could be just working. But the Son of Osiris without a bolt, it's of course going to be a pretty tough problem for him. Heavy infantry up exactly on time, as the mummy of course is getting rid of the Colossus exactly, so nicely played. Good micro in here, as another Miguel is going to be up in just a matter of moments. I think this is kinda sad right now, Ourk fighting with Peltas against those X-Men. You should be really fighting those chariots, as Peltas are really pretty effective against them. Well, they are definitely not effective against heavy elephants. Ah, the mummy just used the special attack on normal unit. That was unfortunate, but Son of Osiris is going to be coming up also to help in here, and the push seems to be just a bit too strong right now for Ourk to handle. Yeah, so it seems like that even though he won the water in the end, it really wasn't worth it, and the faster advance into the next ages for Lion was working quite alright, and I'm fairly certain that actually if Ourk didn't slow down his advance into Mythic by at least a minute, or maybe that was like 1 to 2 minutes, which was actually pretty crucial in this stage, because he could have been maybe just even faster than Lion into Mythic. Yeah, that was the reason why actually he isn't still able to produce strong enough units. And he's being pushed quite significantly right now, and it's really not looking like that he could be coming back out of this. He's out of food. The food economy is not really strong enough for him. He's not even having all that many farms, and he's not having plow. Much more importantly, so not any kind of upgrades in there. Fully relying on the water. That doesn't seem to be enough, because of course Myrmidons are not that cheap. And yep, here goes the resign, and Vagabond Lion is going to be winning the match against Quiz Ourk, or 2-1. So nicely played. Nicely played indeed. Well, that was a bit different Isis against Zeus, but still, quite entertaining match indeed. Okay, well, let's check the post game. This time it's going to be Vagabond Lion winning yet again everything. It seems like it basically in the 1v1s in here that we have seen that it's in all of the 3 games, basically one player pretty much dominated, has to be said. It wasn't like Ourk was doing all that much, he was just fighting for the water all that much, but then Vagabond Lion, he was just booming at the back, and it worked a whole lot better for him. You can see 10,000 more gold. Even though, yeah, he was having just so much stronger economy. Kinda curious. Just gonna check the upgrades.
Πρόσεχε.
For Ourk, yeah, he just at base.
Πρόσεχε.
Okay, at the 22 minutes, well, that's the explanation right there. Yeah, Carpenter's flat control, Cavalry. Exactly as you would be expecting, so that definitely explains the huge difference. A huge difference in the resources gathered. And that of course allows you to do a whole lot more all across the map. Okay then, GG. You can see it here. Wow, that was fast climb as opposed to Ourk.